Hello and welcome to Matchday Live. I'm here again with Kath Faulkner. Hello, Kath.
Hi.
And I'm Liam Burton. I'm trying to make it not sound like the one show, but it automatically does, which is annoying. So we're playing against Fleetwood today.
Yeah, you've been practicing that.
Yeah. We'll talk about the history of the thing with Martin when he's here.
I want to talk about that.
Yeah, I think it's probably best not to. So let's just talk about today, and I'll get a graphic up about the lineup. So there we are, and then we'll go either side like we tend to. So I wouldn't say any huge surprises. It's basically from 17 minutes onwards, the starting lineup against Bristol Rovers last week.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much to be expected, especially with the changes that Carl made in midweek to give people bits of a rest. That I think that's with the run we've been on. That's kind of the starting 11 at the moment, and you've got to be pretty special to break into it.
Yeah, we talked about the middle three. Obviously, Cameron's replacing McGuane this weekend, but sort of fulfills a similar role. Very dangerous as a three, but Cameron Brannigan back from injury. How doable is 3 sets of 90 minutes in the space of 8 days?
Yeah, I think for any other player, you'd probably say that he probably wouldn't have played today, maybe even. But Cameron, probably partly because he was able to do so much fitness when he was recovering from his eye injury. He couldn't train with the squad because of the steroids he was on, but he was able to run and train. So it's because it's a different kind of injury to a muscle injury. So he was able to do much more fitness, which presumably has brought him up to speed quicker. And then you've just got, I think the mentality side of it with Cameron is he's such a force of nature in himself that I think we've seen that in the last 2 games where you thought he's blowing a bit, he's going to tail off. And he carries on at maybe not quite 100%, but he doesn't seem to keep dipping because he brings himself through games.
I think he's kind of got the mentality that most fans would have if they were playing.
It's certainly, I think it's actually a lot harder to do mentally than maybe a lot of people think. If I was playing, I'd run all day. And it's like, yeah, but actually it's that's an elite athlete mentality to be able to keep going when you're exhausted. But it's certainly, I think everybody knows Cameron's character, and it speaks quite highly of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, in terms of, you used to play for Oxford United, so there we go. Did you captain them? Am I right in thinking that?
Yeah,
you captained them. So Tuesday night's game, obviously in the last minute, get the winner. Huge buzz for fans, for players. Does that automatically come into this game?
No, it certainly helps. I think it will have made training a lot easier. It would have made the trip back easier, and then they would have got into training and sort of we use that, we go again. But everything has to reset. You have to make sure, as much as the confidence is what keeps you spiraling, the mentality, you bring it back in and you refocus, especially when you're coming into a game, which, as I say, I'll leave you to talk to Martin about, that has the runs that the two teams are on, the history of the clubs. There's a lot at play mentally when we play Fleetwood. Yes,
definitely. Which hopefully in this unusual setup, you could kind of gloss over a bit, like last week, for example. Right, just before we finish off talking about the team, Jordan Abita has left. Big chance for Mark Sykes.
Yeah, I think Sykesy definitely is the obvious choice to come in. He's played on that left side before. I think probably the form of Mide Shodipo is one of the things that's allowed. I mean, he's just grown and grown since he's been here. Maybe Abita thought he was coming in to be a left winger permanently as a starter, and with Shodipo definitely staying now for the rest of the season, it's an opportunity for Sykesy to be the one who comes in and can change games. He's getting himself on the bench now, so now he's got to prove he can come on and do what Shodipo did on Tuesday.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we will talk about more to do with the history of the fixture. But in the meantime, I'm back in the Christmas jumper because I've been wearing it throughout December. throughout January. We haven't lost. If I'm wearing it on Tuesday night, I'm excited that that's an option. Right. Okay. So if you want to see any of the interviews that are about to be played, the pre-recorded interviews, they are all in iFollow. But here is a snippet of the one with Sam Long.
When their lad hit it from halfway and Jack was backpedaling, what was going through your mind on Tuesday night?
It was a bit of a heart in the mouth moment. Jack's actually quite good with his feet, so I backed him that he'll be able to get back. But even when he managed to claw it from where I was standing, it looked like it was still going in. So it was, it was a little bit heart in the mouth moment.
I was the same side of the pitch as you, and I thought it was over him, so he did well. And then when Matchday hit it, what were you thinking?
Please. It felt like an age to go in. And you probably see from the pictures that I don't know where I'm going celebrating. I'm celebrating wherever you see everyone's running to me, and I'm running the opposite way. But no, it's such a good feeling after they made it so difficult for us, where they commit so many players forward. They play with such a freedom in their attacking game. But obviously we know that on the back of that, they obviously leave themselves a little bit susceptible to conceding as well. So we knew that there was always goals in it for us. We needed to be patient, but we could have probably scored the winner before 90
Actually, I very rarely talk tactics with you because I don't know anything about them. It struck me they didn't play with the left winger. They left a huge space for the left back to get a bit of a run up at you, didn't they? It was coming from very deep.
It was. Their winger, so their left winger, he rolled inside.
Yeah.
So then they made it difficult for the centre halves, but then their left back played very more or less left wing.
Yeah.
So they did cause us a few problems, and then obviously I felt like we dealt with it second half a lot better. First half, I thought we just couldn't get close to him enough in certain areas of the pitch. And then that obviously allowed him to score the goal, the equaliser. Yeah. Obviously a stroke of luck from them as well. But no, I thought we managed the game in certain areas well. But obviously it says itself. They've had 4-4s, 3-3s, and you can see why they have, because they commit so many players forward and they make it so difficult for his defences. But then obviously concede because they leave themselves so open.
But we find a way, don't we? It doesn't matter if Bristol Rovers playing one way or them playing another. We find a way. Yeah,
and that's the best thing about the result on Tuesday, where we know we didn't play as well as we have in recent weeks, but we found a way to win, and especially going away to Rochdale, it's not an easy place to go with the conditions as well. It was a good moment coming back into the dressing room, knowing we've got the 3 points, and then we can go home with a smile on our face.
Going back into a bar or wherever it was we were changing. We'll gloss over that. Saturday, Fleetwood, forget the record, forget what we've been like against them in the past. They're a good side. Yeah,
of course. They've got good players in their team and a lot of experience, and we know we need to be better than we were on Tuesday night, and I'm sure we will. We'll come in and we'll have a game plan, and we'll look to keep this winning streak going.
So, because of the winning streak, I think Tuesday we won it. We found a way of winning the game, and I think it's a bit of a wake-up call as well. We didn't play that well. I said to somebody before, if we lose against how we react, it's how we react after not playing well, isn't it? Get back to playing as well as we have done.
Yeah, of course, but on the other hand, it gives us a lot of confidence that we know that we didn't play well and we still got results. We scored 4 goals away from home. That's at the start of the year. We were struggling to score goals and we're thinking, where's it coming from? But now, obviously, scoring 4 goals away from home, it gives us a lot of confidence. I know we conceded 3, but like I said, that was down to them putting a lot of pressure on us and committing so many bodies forward. But knowing that we can grind them sort of games out and them results out puts a lot of confidence into our team, knowing we can win ugly as well as winning the way that we want to win.
Okay, so that was Sam Long talking to Chris Williams, and I'm joined by Adam Harris. Hello, Adam.
Hello.
Now, we haven't had any technical issues thus far today, so if it does happen now, it's your fault.
Well, I said sort it out or I won't come back. So
It was in your rider.
It was definitely, yes, but no.
Right, okay. I'm a bit excited about today's match sponsor. Who are they?
I'm always excited about our match sponsors, but yes, especially today. Bill Base are our match sponsors today. I think supporters will remember Bill Base connection with the club over several years. Obviously, front of shirt for many years.
About 47, wasn't it?
Something 47 years, no, not quite, but yes, along those lines. We first year in the new stadium here, when we moved from the Manor, they were front of shirt sponsors. So I believe up until obviously the Wembley trip in 2010 as well, when we got promoted back. So yeah, a nice time span for them to be involved, but very much still involved with the club, just in different opportunities for them, and obviously match sponsors today. So we thank them for their support as always. Yeah,
they're very much up there. When you think about different shirts, you've got Wang, Unipart, Build Base, probably Lion Trust, because of the promotions, because of the trips to Wembley and so on.
Yeah, I think so. I think that the kit at that time as well, looking back to sort of early 2000s, sort of now getting into that retro sort of phase.
Massive,
now.
Absolutely enormous.
Yeah. It's funny how certain players come to mind in certain kits, don't they? And I see Paul Moody in his second visit to the club, obviously, remember him scoring a goal up there, and the baggy Bill Base shirt as it was then, being in full display. And obviously thinking of the Wembley trip, Sam Deering and Alfie Potter breaking for that third goal at Wembley against York, and Bill Base being very prominent on that occasion, as well as, and obviously in the celebrations that went on the pitch afterwards. But no, a great company to work with, and would encourage all fans that have any DIY needs. They might be furloughed at the moment and looking for something to do in lockdown, or given jobs to do, go along to Bill Base for all your DIY supplies. Although at the moment they are only open to tradesmen specifically to come into the store, but they offer a great virtual appointment scheme online that you can talk to qualified experts. If you're a bit of an amateur like myself and don't really know what you're doing or looking for, they will point you in the right direction.
Okay, thank you. Now, without fans in the stadium, I know I spoke to you a bit about it last time. There are sort of the fans' flags up, but there's something else there at the moment, because obviously anyone sponsoring at the moment, it's a different match day experience. So what is available, and I think you should just about be able to see it on the screen.
Well, obviously here at Oxford United, we like to paint a positive on a negative, and the fact that we can't have fans in the stadium is obviously really disappointing for everyone involved, but we understand the situation. But it's thinking how we can maximise space, as you know, as I'm sure the fans will know. Although we play here, we don't own the stadium, so certain areas are a bit off limits to us in terms of what we can brand and what we can't. The seats are very much ours. The fact there's no supporters in there, what can we do? Well, I'm sure people watching on iFollow today will see the seat branding covers that we've got up at the moment, and we still have space available if people think that their business could benefit from exposure of 5,000 or 6,000 people watching via iFollow every game. It's great sort of brand awareness for every sort of company, really. And we thank the sponsors that have stepped up. AWBS, Smiths of Bletchington, Bradford Decorating have got their banners in place now. But as I say, we've still got space if people are interested.
And that can really help when you think about. We talked about Bill Base on the shirts, and you think about those players in those kits, and sort of Bino pointing to the skies at Wembley, and Potter celebrating and all of that. You think then of the sponsor. If there was a big thing on Tuesday night that you could see in the background, the Shadipo scored, that's a clip that will be played and played again. It's got to be invaluable.
Absolutely. I think it's been a case of, we've had some great moments over here in my time at the club, thinking the Circum penalty against Swansea in front of the Lion Trust fence, as it was then, and some great pictures that went out all on the Nationals the next day with a roof goal, but obviously that as well. And
Leven's goal, you could have against Port Vale, you could have probably got like 15 sponsors in the background.
You could have done in the time it took to get it, but obviously certain positions gain more exposure than others, but that there's we like to think that lots of different options within the stadium, certainly at the moment. But if you feel your business could gain from that kind of exposure, just give us a shout, and happily talk through the different options with you.
Yes. Okay. So thanks very much for joining. What happens to the old kits when they go? Obviously, we talked about shirt sponsors. What happens once they finish for the season? We get a new kit next season. What happens to the old one?
Different. I mean, people have probably seen Sierra Leone.
And that is a seamless link to this video. That was good. We didn't rehearse that at all.
No,
Here we go.
I had to think about it as well.
Let's take a look.
A sorted kit from the academy going out to communities in Sierra Leone that the club's been supporting for 12 years now.
Explain what the kit will be used for when it gets there.
Depending on, because I haven't been through it, depending on what it is, if there's full kits, that'll go to either school groups or a couple of the local football teams that we've already organised. If not, it'll be community giveaways to the little ones. Often in these communities, they might have 2 or 3 shirts in their entire wardrobe, so an Oxford United shirt is a great bonus to them all.
Where has the kit come from?
It's come from the Oxford Youth Academy. It's, a first off, although some parents from the academy have supported me in the past, and I think we've had a unofficial link with the club for 12 years, but it's beginning to become a bit more developed and integrated, and hopefully we can move on from there.
If there are other fans out there who have old Oxford United kit, boots, shorts, doesn't have to be Oxford United, I guess that those people out in Sierra Leone, anything football related would be gratefully received.
Yeah, it's really interesting when you go out there. You see all the kits, but they're so grateful for everything and anything. We've done a couple of local schools in Banbury where I hail from. We've done like a kit amnesty when the kids grow out their shirt, whatever club it is, drop it in, and we did that about 3 years ago at one of the schools and sent 5 boxes of assorted kit. Absolutely fantastic, and the kids love it. And the one thing I will say is we always get feedback and photographs. Videos can be a bit difficult, but we always get feedback so that kids who've donated, parents who've donated know it's real. It's not just putting money in a bottomless pit.
Excellent. It's very good to see what happens sort of behind the scenes. I'm joined by Martin Fredetsky, club historian. Do we need to talk about how we are against Fleetwood?
I don't think so. I think probably everybody knows how we are against Fleetwood.
Yeah.
12 games, 2 draws.
Yeah.
We have never been in the lead against them.
Never even been in the
Never
league?
even been in the lead.
Right, okay.
And as far as I'm aware, I think I've scored 1 goal against them at home. I have to check that, but we haven't.
Okay. I bet it was a good
Yeah.
one. Right, okay. But in this weird day and age that we're in, those records are for breaking, aren't they?
Well, they're always breaking, yes.
Mhm.
But I think I was saying to you just beforehand that I think that this is probably the best opportunity we've ever had to beat Fleetwood in terms of the fact that obviously we're the form team of the division. They are very poor in a form, not scoring goals. They've got a decent defence. They can grind out goalless draws as they did the last 2 games. But I think we're probably good if we play as we know we can. We are good enough to overcome their defensive strategy.
Mm-hmm.
They are obviously a bogey team, if you believe in such things. I'm not sure I do, but it's speak for themselves.
Yeah, ask him at 6 o'clock. You might. Yeah.
But the other factor, of course, is that they're under a temporary manager. So they're looking to appoint a manager, but they haven't done so yet. And so they're currently being managed by their youth team coach.
Right, okay.
So, again, I mean, and also they have injuries. So, again, if we're going to beat them, this today.
A Tim Henman conversation, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is his year. Right, okay. Before we do play for both, I'm going to say 2 players that played for both.
Go on, then.
Cameron Brannigan.
Correct.
Danny Rose.
Yes.
One of the 15 Danny Roses
yeah.
that are around. Who played more games for them according to Wikipedia?
I just have to say Danny Rose.
Danny Rose played 10 games for them,
Oh,
according to Wikipedia.
I believe Cameron played 17, didn't he, or something?
30.
30. Okay.
So really close again.
Yeah.
But I was looking for people with comparison, and
Yeah.
McElhaney was about 55.
Yeah, he played a for them.
Wedgburn still there, 130. So
Yeah. And of course they've got Calvasell now in today's lineup.
Oh, have they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Another one.
Right, who else played for both? Or have I named them all?
No, there are one or two others. Trying to think of that. Tariq Fosu played for Fleetwood at one stage.
Okay.
Yeah. I should know this because I've looked it up. But there were others as well. Not a huge amount. I think there's only been about 11 or 12 players that have played for both teams. So it's not huge.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that happens when you have teams that are relatively new to the league and geographically distant as well.
Yeah, and also it's sort of polar opposite to Bristol Rovers last week, where it's been a relatively short time we've shared leagues, hasn't it?
That's right. Yeah. Obviously, we were promoted to the league a couple of seasons before they were from the conference. Then we went up to League One before they did. So yeah, that's right. There's not been a huge number of meetings between us, and also, like I say, not a lot of comparison in regards of standard.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Okay. So you have again turned up without a program.
I have a good reason for this.
Go on.
Because we have sold out of today's program. We have none left. So if you want one, I'm afraid. I mean, you can email and we can see if there's a copy lying around somewhere. But program@oufc.co.uk. But all the copies that we've had that we know about have either been pre-ordered or season content subscribers. So subscribe if you want one every week.
Yeah, and that's an e-program, is it?
No, that's a physical paper program. You can subscribe to the e-program as well.
Cool.
But if you want a physical program, then you have to be quick because now we've sold out today. We've sold out the Bristol Rovers and we sold out the Cambridge United as well.
Oh wow! So yeah, get in early and make
definitely.
sure you sign up.
Yes.
Okay. Right. Okay. Well, thank you very much for joining. Anyway, so we've talked about history.
We have.
Let's talk about present because we've just signed a player and we've got some interviews right here.
Welcome to Oxford United. How's it feel?
Yeah, no, I'm delighted to be here. It's obviously a big move for me coming over from Ireland and stuff to a club like Oxford and stuff. So I'm now over the moon, really happy.
You are only young, what? You're 21.
21, yeah.
So it's a big move. Forget football. It's a big move for you anyway, isn't it? Coming away from home.
It's a big move in your life and stuff, but I think it's easier at 21 than it is for a lot of other Irish boys that could come over at like 18 and stuff. I think at 21 you're a bit more well-rounded and stuff, so a bit more of a man in that. So hopefully it goes okay. It's a big decision to make, but you can only go on your gut, and I was really happy with what Carl was saying to me. He's a big influence on it. He had an infectious personality really, and you look for that to keep you in line really. So great facilities here at Oxford, a team that's really flying, and I'm really excited to be here.
I bumped into Luke this morning in the car park. I went shoulders back. First thing I said to him, and I was how tall are you? You're 6'3" and 3/4. I went 6 foot.
Yeah.
He said, "What?" I went, "You're 6'4" now." I said, "So on our Wikipedia page, I'm going to change it. You are 6'4". Walk like 6'4". Act like 6'4". Control yourself like a 6'4" centre back. He's come through a different way. So he's come through having to defend, playing men's football, amateur football, into Drogheda and then into St. Pat's, and we fought off 3 SPL clubs and 2 clubs who are above us in our league now.
Yeah.
I also have had to apologise to the Mail because I told them then that he'd gone somewhere else because on that day we didn't want to go any higher with our bids. It was all part of what we were trying to do. So it was a real, he's one for the future, as you could imagine.
Yeah, I mean, he's a bit raw, I would imagine.
He is raw. So was Rob, so was Elliot. Elliot had a different, obviously Elliot was captain of England at 18s and captain of Leuven at 20, so Elliot was a bit different to the Rob Dickies who was Rob went to Cheltenham and stuff like that when he went to the conference. I think Rob did. So and Rob Atkinson went to the conference as well, and Luke's the same. So we've had a wonderful production line of these players that we brought in.
Okay, has this worked? We've talked about doing this for a little while. Liam, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear
Excellent.
me?
Wow. Okay. Look at this. Look at this technology we've got going on right now. So you are pitch side. I'm obviously in one of the boxes. How are things looking down there? What's the mood like down there?
Yeah, I think Chris Short and Craig Short are currently putting them through their paces. We've got Liam Touch up there and Wayne Brown as well, putting the players for their shooting practice. So yeah, matchday mode is fully on at the moment. There's a lot going on in the background, as you can just about make out, I think.
And when I parked my car, it was 2.5 degrees. How's it feeling that way?
It's chilly. I'm not gonna lie. It's yeah, I've got a lot of layers on today, but it's typical match day at the Kassam Stadium. So yeah, fully prepared for it.
Excellent. Do you think that the mood? So your pre-match, you tend to be pitch side anyway. Do you think that the mood at the moment is a lot more positive, or do you think it's fairly consistent throughout the season?
Yeah, I think so. I think it kind of comes and goes with results. Obviously, results are on the up at the moment, 7 wins in a row, and the boys are absolutely flying. So they are all absolutely buzzing at the moment, and I think that is transpiring onto the pitch as well. So it's a bit of a cycle, and yeah, they're all in a really good place at the moment. So hopefully, long may it continue.
Okay, yeah, I'm really pleased that we've been able to do this connection, because I know that we've tried a few times recently. The new flags and everything are up just behind you. Are they? Do you think they enhance it from a player's point of view? Enhance the feel of the ground?
I think what we've been trying to do is trying to replicate the match day as close as we can to one that we would have if fans were in. Obviously, we can't do that without people in seats, but bringing that extra colour to the stands definitely helps. Just like the crowd noise does as well, and that's why these things have been put in place. And I'm sure a few of you would have seen on social media that Carl put 2 shirts in the East Stand today for Lloyd Cowker and Roy Lester, who sadly passed away recently. So that was a really nice touch. So they are sitting pride of place in the East Stand where they would be on a match day, which is a really nice thing to see.
Yeah, that's fantastic, and I think the whole club comes together to sort of remember the passing of any fans, and it's really nice that the manager gets right in with that and gets involved with it himself.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the fans are the heartbeat of this football club, and we all understand that, and we're all missing them dearly. So to do things like this is really nice, and you know, it shows that we are really missing the fans and those who can't sadly be longer with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks very much for joining me pitchside, Liam. Hopefully we'll be able to do this more. And I'm really hoping that if I talk to you for long enough, a ball is going to hit you in the back of the head, because it happens every so often on sort of Sky and various programs. At some point it will happen.
Yeah.
Well, thanks very much for joining me, and I'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, speak soon. Cheers, guys.
There we go. We managed to get that link doing, which I've wanted to do for a while. Now, if you haven't yet got your pass in iFollow, make sure you go and get it. Here's a little advert talking about iFollow and the experience.
Follow in your heart, in spirit, in soul. You make every tackle, score every goal. You're part of it, wherever you are in the world. From the first minute until the last kick. Victories, heartbreaks, you're part of the fabric, the passion, devotion, supercharging emotion. For you there is only one, abiding loyalty, togetherness that is second to none. Follow every kick, every tackle, every goal. With access to live stream games and matchday commentary, with coverage spanning the globe. Behind the scene content, newsletters and match highlights. There is no better way for you to get closer to your club. And with iFollow sales supporting them, no better way to show your love. When you can't be there with iFollow.
There we go. I'm off now to do some Instagram with Kath Faulkner, who you will have seen earlier on. Liam Potter is round filming the moments that you missed that you'll see on YouTube very soon. He also will set up Goalcam. Martin Brodetsky is doing the Twitter account during the game, and Chris Williams is writing the match report, so you're able to watch that. In the meantime, make sure you go and get your iFollow pass, and thanks very much to everyone who's joined us.